Okay, I think we are live. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I had an idea and trying to put that idea into action. So here we are with our first ever live stream in this format. And what we are going to review is the presentation from San Francisco Police Department. Today they released their body cam and surveillance video from the officer involved shooting. What uh, they coin it as OIS. You'll see that a lot. Let's not waste any time here. Spent a lot of time testing the audio to make sure this would all function correctly. So hopefully it works.
Department of Emergency Management.
Okay, so you can see it's a 58-minute video. We are going to try and breeze through it through only the essential parts. So what we're starting with here is the 911 call audio.
214, priority 211 over 221, Leavenworth and McAllister. John 15 over 10-4, thank you. Through Spanish interpreter, RP was 211 with a 221 at UN Plaza about 10 ago.
Okay, so right off the bat, we know what Leavenworth and McAllister is, right? That's the night market. So it's really no surprise that a crime is occurring here. Now the shooting takes place on Willow in Willow Alley between Van Ness and Polk. So that's where the all the footage will be coming from. But with regard to where the actual crime took place, that is in UN Plaza, McAllister, and Leavenworth, the night market. And in case you're not familiar with the codes, 211 is robbery, 221 is person with a gun. A 211, 221 is armed robbery with a gun.
Information's coming in slowly. More to follow. Units back.
John 3 Edward.
John 3 over 10-4, thank you. Again, still waiting on further.
We will now show a geographical map of Willow Street to illustrate the general area of the officer-involved shooting, as well as its location relative.
You know, I already think I messed up, guys. We started just with the dispatch audio to the SFPD units, and I forgot to include the not actual 911 call. Don't fail me now. Come on. Nah.
Mama?
There we go.
.27 p.m., a person called 911 reporting that he was robbed by a person armed with a gun near UN Plaza. We will now play the 911 call provided by the San Francisco has been.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
Dígame exactamente qué pasó.
Mama?
Dígame exactamente qué pasó.
Lo que pasa es que estaba cruzando por aquí del Civic, pero me subí a la escarpa y un sujeto vino y me quitó el escudo que traía con un arma.
¿Le quitó el qué?
¿Mande?
¿Qué fue lo que le quitó?
I'll just say this is interesting to me because you just think about the situations that the SFPD officers have to enter, and you hope they have the best, most reliable information possible. And this is like a game of, not just a game of telephone, but a game of telephone plus translation. So I just found this call to be interesting. I don't know why it was so hard for them to hear each other, but it was definitely a hindrance.
¿Cómo?
¿Qué le quitó?
Oh, me quitaron mi scooter, pero me apuntaron con un arma.
So he just said something about a scooter and an arma. I'm assuming he's saying scooter and gun, but I'm not 100% sure.
No entiendo qué le quitó.
Okay.
So there was a guy that took something from me and he pointed me with a gun.
Okay. Is that person still there?
Esa persona sigue ahí.
¿Manda?
La persona sigue ahí.
Ah, la verdad no sé, porque me quitó y me dijo que yo me vaya, pero o sea, me apuntó con un arma y pues yo me fui y ya no me dieron dónde se fue.
I'm not sure because I left and he pointed me with a gun. He asked me to leave.
How long ago did this happen?
¿Hace cuánto esto pasó?
Hace ahorita como 10 minutos atrás, como a las 11:20 casi.
Like 10 minutes ago.
You're about to hear a recording of the robbery call for service as it was broadcast by dispatch to responding officers. The audio was provided by the San Francisco Department of Emergency Management.
Going for a priority 211 over 221, Leavenworth and McAllister. John 15 over 10-4, thank you. Through Spanish interpreter, RP was 211 with a 221 at UN Plaza about 10 ago.
So he was robbed with a gun.
Information's coming in slowly. More to follow. Units back.
John 3 Edwards.
John 3 over 10-4, thank you. Again, still waiting on further.
We will now show a geographical map of Willow Street to illustrate the general area of the officer-involved shooting, as well as its location relative to the original robbery call for service near UN Plaza. The map will show a Google satellite perspective as well as a Google Earth view.
Their graphics are really slow. This is at two times speed, but
We will now show BWC footage as well as surveillance footage from security cameras located on Willow Street. I will introduce
BWC footage is body-worn camera.
each video prior to playing it. BWC footage was captured from department-issued body-worn cameras worn by members at the time of the event. Portions of these videos have been blurred to protect the privacy of third parties. The first 30 seconds of BWC footage does not contain audio. The camera has a buffering system that captures 30 seconds of video footage prior to the officer's activation of it. When activated by the officer, the camera records with audio and video. Timestamps displayed on BWC footage are in Coordinated Universal Time, or UTC. The officers who responded to the reported robbery obtained a suspect description from the victim. One of the responding officers then broadcast a description for other units. We will now play a portion of the BWC from one of the officers who responded. The victim's voice has been altered to protect their privacy.
Okay, so this is Takeru Costito. You can't see my cursor, unfortunately, my mouse. But basically, we are at Charles J. Brenham, McAllister, and Leavenworth would basically be behind to the left.
No, no tengo idea.
WMA 20 to 40-year-old, 100 pounds, approximately 5'6". He was wearing a long sleeve sweater. It was white and blue in color, dark bottoms. He had a gray pistol and was last seen on a black and red scooter, unknown direction.
Officers number 1 and 2 were partners the night of the OIS and riding in a marked SFPD vehicle. While searching for the person matching the description from the robbery, officers 1 and 2 located an individual who matched the description on Willow Street between Van Ness Avenue and Polk Street. When officer number 1 exited his patrol vehicle, the suspect ran. Surveillance footage was obtained from a security camera located at the scene. We are now going to play the surveillance footage showing a street-level view of the incident.
I'm gonna speed it up quickly here because the car returns. Looks like it's come back here. So we're on Willow Street now. Oh. So I'm gonna back it up because I just 5 seconds, just because my cursor got there. Okay, so you see the suspect running, shoots, boom, points again, boom, boom.
We are now going to play an enhanced version of the surveillance video, which has...
Okay, there are a lot of enhancements and angles that SFPD, whoever put this presentation together, they did quite an exhaustive job. So we might not play everything because I think you don't need to see everything to get the picture.
The enhancements highlight the suspect pointing the firearm toward the officer, shooting...
Whenever this guy is now speaking in 100%, he sounds like he's super slow after speeding him up to two times. So basically you can see a puff of something, a muzzle flash or whatever it's called was not really seen, but from this angle at least, but you can see that something was fired there. Okay, just to point your attention here.
We are now going
And that last thing you saw was the officer taking him out.
to play BWC footage from officer number 1 who discharged his firearm.
So this is the most exciting one, I think.
John, 40 OIS. It's be on. I got the radio. I got the radio.
So his partner comes in behind him and says, "I got the radio,"
Put your hands out to your sides.
so that he can continue focusing on the suspect.
Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands.
We are now going to play an enhanced version of the BWC footage we just viewed, which has also been slowed down. The enhancements highlight the suspect pointing the firearm toward the officer and shooting the firearm.
Let's see that again. Because I wanted to see if one thing I want to talk about is the officer hitting all 3 shots? So by the way, if you didn't know, the comma and period buttons on YouTube can help you go forward or backward frame by frame. The reason I want to just take a second to look at this is because we're going to talk about, or at least highlight, what PD law enforcement calls like their backdrop. Basically, who is in the backdrop of where they're shooting, and does it make sense to keep on shooting given whatever's in that backdrop? And we're going to take a look at that. I think he hits those 2 shots. It's really tough to tell, but I mean, definitely the second one. I think there's a third one coming. I think you could see his body react to and it's kind of morbid to talk about, but it's an important topic given a hypothesis which I will share in a bit.
We are now going to play BWC footage from officer number 1 and video footage from the street level security camera that have been synced together based on time.
By the way, I've never streamed like this before. I didn't know how to do it before today, and so please leave me some comments, feedback. Let me know what I can do to improve. So this is the body-worn camera. This is that surveillance. Here's a suspect.
We are now going to play
some solid shooting. And I'm not an expert, but I'll just say
an
that.
enhanced and slowed version of the synced BWC footage from officer number 1
All right,
and the
there
street
we
level
go.
security camera. The enhancements highlight the suspect pointing the firearm toward the officer and shooting the firearm.
And we'll get to why potentially. Like I said, I'm not a firearms expert, but why maybe we didn't see a muzzle flash, and also why it doesn't appear that a shot was fired the second time the suspect points the gun at officers. Right here. Doesn't appear that a shot is fired. And you can see by their language, suspect points firearm toward officer. You know, they would say shoot, just like they did in the previous instance. And we'll get to why that is.
We are now going to play surveillance footage from a second security camera showing an overhead view of the incident.
This may or may not have been the one from the Standard article. And I'm actually pretty new to learning about this incident. I was on vacation and I was kind of tuning out. So bear with me, as literally I just learned the details of this incident today.
We're now going to play an enhanced version of the overhead surveillance video, which has also been slowed down.
Another enhanced
Cameras
version.
highlight the suspect pointing the firearm toward the officer and shooting the firearm. We are now going to play BWC footage from officer number 1 and video footage from the overhead security camera that have been synced together based on time.
Okay, I might start to skip through some of this, and you guys can watch the full presentation directly on the SF.gov YouTube if you would like to. But just trying to show you the most meaningful parts here.
Matching the one stolen in the robbery. Certain number.
I got the radio. I got the radio.
When officer number 2 exited his patrol vehicle, a scooter matching the one stolen in the robbery is immediately next to the patrol vehicle. We are now going to play BWC footage from officer number 2.
There's the scooter. Is it any surprise to anybody that a scooter that was just acquired in an armed robbery was immediately taken to the tents in Willow Alley? I covered a scooter theft on Olive, another alley very close to there. So the shooting's already taken place. He's now just backing up his officer.
I got the radio. I got the radio. Reach your hands out to your side. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Light face down. Willow. Where are we on Willow? We got guns pointed westbound on Van Ness. We got one suspect down. He's compliant. Where's the gun? Right there. Ball. Yep. It's looks like it's to the left. Right. Hey, get away from me!
What was going on here? Like, how did they not see this? Can you see my cursor? Yeah, watch over here. This is like, what the heck is going on?
Westbound on Van Ness. We got one suspect down. He's compliant.
Okay, she just trots immediately towards the person who the police just shot. I think that's a she. I don't know.
Where's the gun? Right there. Ball.
Yep. It's looks like it's to the left.
Right.
And now they see her. They're about to say, like, okay.
Hey!
I'm not trying to knock SFPD, but I was like, what the heck? Like, did nobody see her until then? That's kind of crazy. Like, what if it was a crazy person who was going to try and retrieve that gun? I don't know. But what else can they do? I mean, if someone really wants to get the gun.
Get away from me! Get away from me!
I'm sorry. I got to see her trot in again one more time.
Back down.
Where's
Where's the gun? Right there. Ball.
Yep. It's looks like it's to the left.
Right. Hey, get away from me!
Get away from me! Back up! Back up this way!
All right, 3 John 40. Suspects is down. 221 is near his head.
221 is the gun.
Commands. Let me get a shield and a move team.
So very decisive on what he is ordering here.
Hey, 221 to the left.
I got you. Hey, you guys are good. Holster up, whoever.
That's Paul.
Holster up. So I think they're telling them to, like if somebody shoots, they kind of remove them from the action, so to speak.
OIS.
A-firm, OIS. One subject
But the officers never want to leave the action, of course.
down, not responsive to commands.
They want to finish the job.
I'm going to get unit to block off Van Ness northbound alley. Hey, ma'am, if you can hear me.
Whenever I say it's popping off, it's like that cacophony of sirens It doesn't necessarily mean that popping off equals a shooting or shots fired. It's really just like the descending of tons of
Put your hands
SFPD units onto one location.
out to the side like an airplane. Hey, somebody grab the shield from the car. Put your arms out to the side like an airplane. Hey, does he have the weapon by him still?
Yeah, it's by his head to the left.
By his neck to the left.
The head.
Put your arms out to the side like an airplane.
Watch out, Dip. Hey, those units, get out the way. You got guns pointed that direction.
So they call that like blue on blue, I think. They didn't use that term here. I did hear that used. I don't know if you guys saw the video of the reported like kidnapping of a girl in a van at the Foods Co. Maybe a month and a half ago. That was a wild video. There was no one in the van, but they were talking about blue on blue, and they had multiple agencies responding. SF Sheriff was there and SFPD on one scene. Very complicated.
Put your arms out.
So they're just saying basically get the F out of the way. You can see the officers acknowledging that they've blocked off traffic and now they're getting out of the way.
To the side like an airplane. Out to the side.
Here we go, two times speed. Like some of these guys I see on the streets regularly, so it's wild to see them in this situation, man.
Hey, so this is what we're gonna do. We push up on him, I'll secure him, handcuff somebody, immediately get the gun, okay?
Hey, Chili, when you go up there, the gun's gonna...
Sorry, I should probably play this at regular speed, just so we can see how the officers communicate with each other.
Here, switch your Paul, he's OIS.
Hey, do me a solid, Brett, just left up. Pull back. Grab a trauma kit from the car. Once you get up there, start running.
Hey, so this is what we're gonna do. We push up on him, I'll secure him, handcuff somebody, immediately get the gun, okay?
Hey, Chili, when we go up there, the gun's gonna be on the left side by his neck, all right?
I'm gonna secure him from the rear.
Left side, they say. Okay, if it is secured, step on it, all right? Hey, hold up, is everybody ready?
What's the plan? Hold on. Okay, these two are pushing forward. We got lethal here. I got 40 out. 40, and we have this.
Hey, somebody give a warning not to reach for the gun or he'll be shot
Hey,
again.
do not reach for the gun. If you reach for the gun, you will be shot. Red light.
Everybody up?
You ready?
Move. Move.
If he starts being squirmy, we're gonna back up.
Yep.
Do not.
I thought that part was interesting. If he starts squirming or whatever he said, we're going to back up.
Move. If you reach for the gun, you will be hit. Ma'am, just stay put. We'll get you out of there.
This was my favorite part. This is not a raw reaction. I watched this a little bit after it came out. And like I said, this is my first live stream ever in this format. So hopefully you can even hear me. This was my favorite part though. Ma'am, stay calm.
Ma'am, just stay put. We'll get you out of there in a second.
Ma'am, stay put.
Arms out to the side like an airplane.
Okay. Let's get back to the backdrop that I was talking about. Doesn't that look like a person? I really have no degree of confidence on if that is a person or not, but I would say like shit. Like you wonder, it would be interesting to be like a fly on the wall in the officer's head, seeing what he's seeing in real time and seeing how it's like an algorithm, like how all these different factors play into his calculation of pulling the trigger.
Do not reach for
We are now going to play an enhanced video of the BWC footage we just viewed, which has also been slowed down. The enhancements highlight the black and red scooter as well as the suspect's firearm.
So it looks like the officer was about to ride it. And then the shooting occurs. And for folks who don't know how I think most body cams work, like, okay, so he pressed it to activate it, but there's a buffering time of about 30 seconds where the camera's basically always recording. It's pretty incredible. The camera's always recording video, and then it just kind of cycles that over if you don't press it. But it'll capture the first 30 seconds or the 30 seconds prior to your press of video, but not audio.
Ma'am, just stay put. We'll get you out of there in a second. Arms out to the side like an airplane.
Okay, they're zooming in on the gun.
Do not reach for nothing.
Officer number 3 responded after the OIS occurred. Officer number 3 created a plan to arrest and render aid to the suspect. We are now going to play BWC footage from officer number 3, which shows him arriving on scene, forming a plan, and carrying out the plan with a team of officers.
I think we would probably skip through. So.
If you can hear me, put your hands out to the side like an airplane. Hey, somebody grab the shield from the car. Yeah, go. Put your arms out to the side like.
Also, so this is prior to the other SFPD cruiser. Like, what is this, a Prius? What is this car doing? Now, I'm not one to talk. I've found myself nosy AF in the backdrop, so to speak. So I'm not one to talk, but since I'm critiquing, I'm like, what is this guy doing? He just chills here.
Hey, does he have the weapon by him still? By his neck to the left. Put your arms out to the side like an airplane.
And there's the SF.
Put your arms out to the side like an airplane. Out to the side.
It's got to be pretty damn hard to put your arms out like an airplane after you've been shot 1, 2, 3 times.
Hey, do we have a shield? Shield up. Shield up.
We got 2 shields.
And I believe the suspect did not make it. This was a fatal shooting.
Hey, move the gun. Paul, hey, Paul, you tap out. I'll take the shield. All right. Hey, do me a solid, Brett. You gloved up. Grab a trauma kit from the car. Once we get up there, start rendering aid.
What we're gonna do? We push up on him. I'll secure him. Handcuff.
It always amazes me, how officers, and it's the right thing to do, obviously, but it always amazes me. It's just a powerful thing to watch somebody shoot somebody and then like immediately render aid in one of the most traumatic injuries possible.
Somebody immediately get the gun.
Yep.
Okay?
Hey, Chili, when we go up there, the gun's going to be on the left side by his neck, all right?
I'm gonna secure him from the rear.
Left side, they said. Okay. If it is secured, step on it, all right? Hey, hold up. Is everybody ready?
Alright, so I'm arresting.
Okay, well, I'll go with you. These 2 are pushing forward. We got lethal here. I got 40 out, 40, and we have this.
Hey, you reach for 40, not to reach for the gun or we'll be shot.
Hey, do not reach for the gun. If you reach for the gun, you will be shot.
Hey, remember, red light,
Red light.
red light,
Ready?
that's lethal.
Hey.
Something also interesting, which I just thought of, and I don't know how it really plays into, I don't know, like the technical feasibility of SFPD's radios, but Tenderloin and Southern districts, which is south of Market, are on one radio channel, and Northern and Central are on another. And so that complicates things when you have probably both the Northern and Tenderloin responding and trying to coordinate.
If he starts being squirmy, we're going to back up. Do not move.
If you reach for the gun, I will
You will be hit.
Ma'am, just stay put. We'll get you out of there in a second. Arms out to the side like an airplane.
Arms out. Do not reach for nothing. You hear me? Give me a fucking hand.
Sergeant number 1 responded to the scene after the OIS took place. As Sergeant number 1 approached the suspect with the arrest and A-team, the firearm belonging to the suspect is visible. We are now going to play BWC footage from Sergeant number 1.
Do not move.
You reach for the gun, you will be hit.
Ma'am, just stay put. We'll get you out of there in a second.
Ma'am, just stay put.
Arms out to the side like an airplane.
Never mind, you ran up in there.
Do not reach for nothing. You hear me? Give me a fucking hand.
Okay, so I don't know if there are people here.
All right, stand with that.
We are now going to play an enhanced video of the BWC footage we just viewed, which has also been slowed down. The enhancement highlights the suspect's firearm.
I think we can skip this one. We already saw that. This is Van S.
After the suspect was taken into custody, Officer number 4 assisted in rendering aid by placing a chest seal on the gunshot wound. We are now going to play BWC footage from Officer number 4 showing him rendering aid.
Rendering aid now.
Everyone over here. If you have a tear, you have your rifle, put it back in your car. It's not yours. I got it.
So that's a chest seal. That's a chest seal. And like I said, I'm not an expert, but I've just learned to associate different things based on what I see and hear. And it's not good if you need a chest seal after getting shot. And one interesting thing, you can hear the officer say, like, I guess he's saying you can't peel this away with gloves because it gets all messy. I don't know why, but I found that interesting. Let's play.
I got it. No, you got to take off your gloves.
So he actually took off a glove. I didn't notice that before.
Or it just gets all messy.
Yeah,
Do you need a chest seal? I have a chest seal. Okay. We're still assessing. I know. Break it out. Watch out. Yep. Did you see anything here? Ready? Yeah. No, that's fine. All right.
Okay, so sorry, CSI photos. This is going to be some interesting stuff. And I don't have any confirmed information, but I'll share my thoughts as always.
This photo shows an overview of the scene. This photo shows the robbery victim's scooter at the scene of the OIS. This photo shows the...
Okay, that's the weapon. And you can see something ain't right. We're about to hear.
Suspect's firearm with a malfunction at the scene.
So malfunction, right? That's probably why the gun jammed. That's probably why the suspect did not get a second shot. And I'd totally be guessing to say that that was related to that kind of gunpowder visual rather than a muzzle flash on the first shot. Now, also, anytime we see a gun that's looking like that, like it looks like it's plastic, kind of looks like an egg crate or dimpled. I don't know what you'd call it, but that's a ghost gun, guys. That is a ghost gun.
This photo shows the suspect's firearm.
Right, and you can see it's got the A lambda. I tried to look this up. I mean, I just did 2 minutes of research. I couldn't find if this was associated to a kit or anything, but it's the lambda symbol, like the Half-Life symbol. And when you look at photos of other ghost guns, you see this texture and the plasticness of the material.
Firearm
plasticity.
Unloaded. This photo shows the department-issued firearm used by officer number 1.
Now that's a real gun.
This concludes my presentation. I will now introduce...
Okay, that's pretty much it. Another, at least with this part of it, of what we're going to show. What was I just going to say? They have a public comment section at the end, and there were no comments. And it's not the first officer-involved shooting presentation that I've seen with literally zero public comment. And I think that really is, most likely just because of the evidence. I learned during the presentation that the Standard had released an article with kind of a not so favorable headline to SFPD, and basically they didn't reserve judgment. And I think it's important to reserve judgment because you really never know what the police themselves have seen. I've been in that situation myself where I've been mistaken. So it's an important lesson.
Introduce the commanding officer of Tenderloin Police Station, Acting Captain Daniel Manning.
Okay. Now there was some other stuff I wanted to show, and let me try and work this streaming software here. This is a good one. Let's start with Google Street View. Like, let's just take a reported stabbing in Mission Bay. I just got a citizen alert. So I'm not listening to the scanner right now, obviously. I'm totally focused on this, trying to be present in the moment. Let's take a walk down Willow. We just started at Van Ness, and you can see it's just a hot mess. Absolutely no surprise. Look at that, 38 pounds of blue. Absolutely no surprise that this is a haven of crime, right? I've personally seen tents and tarp areas operate as chop shops for bikes. It's actually one of the things I saw that really got me started on filming. Spin scooter. It's just a hot mess. Look at that. Hey, it's not the same scooter. She's got tons of bikes. You got these guys working on bikes. I wonder where they got that wheel. More bikes. It's like, how did we allow this to go on for so long? It's just incredible. Okay. What else do I want to share here? I want to share okay. And I don't know if you guys remember the shooting of Ryant Bluford, Ryant Bluford. It's a name I'll never forget, to be honest. But these same folks, the Anti-Police Terror Project, who are so opinionated, yet they don't show up to the frickin' public comment. Right? Y'all are fake as fuck. Now they put out this flyer, I guess. We're not going to get into the Sonia Massey case because it's not San Francisco and it's rough and horrific. It's bad. But you can see Alexander Antonio Lopez. He's the suspect, recently murdered by SFPD. So they really have no like facts don't matter, investigations don't matter to these people, and they don't even show up to the they don't even voice their opinion when it counts. They're all about the grandstanding headlines. They did the same thing with Ryan Bluford. And not to toot my own horn too much, but I'll try and pull up bear with me as I'm new to this. Is this going to be it? Okay. So Ryan Bluford, these are his last moments. He also pointed a pistol at SFPD. And we made a post. I love to do research. I'm nosy AF. And I'm always wondering, what are these guys up to before their last moments? And so the way I got to this, I searched Frisco Live 415 Riot. And it's a good thread. And really what it amounts to is that he was part of a crew that gang raped a 16-year-old in a van and then threatened to kill her with a gun in her mouth. So these are the heroes to the police anti-terror project. Okay. I want to speed it up here because I got one other interesting thing to show you all. Okay. Now, I'll preface this by saying I don't know for a fact that this sorry, I need to remember where my cursor is. This Alexander Antonio Lopez is the same, but I would bet money on it. And I would bet money on it. Now this probably a different one, right? You can see this case is from 1996. But starting in 2023, right, this guy's been on the warpath. He's been on the path to career criminal. And now he's dead. But let's look at some of these charges, okay, guys? Because I'm always fascinated when I see codes that I don't know. And not like I know everything, but I know that's, assault with a deadly weapon. I know the main ones, and I know these are all drugs. So the way I do this is, and I've already got some preloaded, but I'll basically just right click. And I don't think my right click is showing on screen, but I'll just search Google for this code name. So let's look at 273. Let me try and share this in a different way here. Okay. Let's just do it as new. Okay, a law designed to punish physical abuse inflicted on a child. Okay, 245A, that's assault with a deadly weapon or assault, aggravated assault, like that's like likely to cause great bodily injury. 273AA, law that makes it illegal to intentionally cause, and we're trusting AI here, makes it illegal to permit any child to suffer unjustifiable pain or mental suffering. So, like, that's some evil stuff, man. That's some evil stuff. These are drug charges, they're health and safety, I believe. Um, cocaine based possession for sale, blah, blah, blah. Then we have another aggravated assault. I didn't know what 451D is. Malicious arson, felony offense punishable by up to 9 years in state prison. Wow. So we got 2 of those in February of this year. 453A. Person who possesses, manufactures, or disposes of a flammable or combustible material, incendiary device. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll hear less fireworks now. I don't know. In the area. Now, I do want to. I forgot to show you my own footage, right? Because we always have our own spin. We like to add our own content, and let me just figure out how to do that here. Thank you for being on here. If you're still here, thank you. And please remember to leave some feedback. Let me know what I can do better. Okay, this is my footage. This is from May. So I'm biking. Oh, you're not seeing anything, are you? God damn it. What the hell? What the hell? All right. So we are on Polk facing south. Here's Fox Plaza, City Hall. There's NEMA, City Hall. So we're about to turn on to Willow. It's just a crazy looking alley. Actually looks better here in this footage than it does in the body cam with the tents. Now, does that look familiar? Do you see my cursor? Okay, so I was like, what the hell? Is that the same body? And I matched up the placement. I actually went on like Google Street View and matched up where the guy dropped when he was shot. And I mean, this thing looks very much like what was shown in the body cam. I'm about to turn around here. You could just see like the people here have no hope. Just pissing bottles, shit in the stump. The trees don't survive. The graffiti sucks. Yeah, Willow Alley. All right, that's gonna do it. 55 minutes. That's way longer than I thought I would make it. So thank you for joining. Please leave some feedback on either the shooting, the presentation. from SFPD or my live stream aspect on it. This is my first time doing it. I am using restream.io. It's pretty easy. Took me a little while to get the audio figured out, I think, but it's pretty easy. If anyone has any advice or tips, send them my way. Thanks, y'all.